Okay, so we're going to discuss how we met because we've been getting a lot of requests about how we met. But I'll kick things off because I think our story is interesting, how we got together. And there's like sort of a series of events that caused that to take place. But when I found myself in a position when I was looking for like a serious, committed relationship, something that I was after for me long term, I was looking for someone that I could settle down with and create a family with, build a life with, build a future with. So through a series of events, I was led to women in the Philippines. I liked what I was seeing there, what I was learning about the general disposition of the girls there, and I just felt like I could find the type of person I was looking for a lot easier in the Philippines. So that's why I started looking there. When I decided to do that, I did a bunch of research and decided I would settle in on a Christian Filipina dating site. So wasn't the first site that I used, but that was the one that I ended up purchasing. I used WhatsApp, I used Cupid, I used a couple other ones, but what I was seeing there wasn't really producing the types of girls that I was after. So after I joined day one, actually, I got a whole bunch of messages come in, which was pretty typical, but a lot of these messages seemed to be more like from legitimate girls. And after a quick suss, I settled on one particular girl that I wanted to focus on, and I'm the type, I just want to focus on one person at a time. So I started down that path, and then with that relationship, trying to get it off the ground, I got to know her godmother, which was her aunt, and her uncle, and she's Filipina, he's Canadian. Got to learn a lot about them and became really close friends with them. And that was the opening. Little did I know at the time how important that would be, that the relationship that I was having with their niece and trying to navigate that relationship, which ended up not being a good fit. But at the time, working through that and trying to progress and get it was growing. So we stuck with it for a number of months, but I really got to know them well. That sort of kicked off in November when I met her. And by December, I was seeing like quite a few things that were concerning whether or not we were going to be a good fit. So that's why I was in constant contact with them. But anyway, that brings us up to that point for my story. Jessamine, how did you first, let's say get up to around December?
Yeah, I was in an LDR relationship that time. So during our 6 months, so there's already a bit of, happening that he got a wrong sent message to me that it's not for me. So, but I let it slide because I said, I will give this a chance because he said it's for her work, for his work. So, yeah, when it's like during December, so yeah, I really noticed that there's really something off. And yeah, and he get another wrong sent message to me. So I found out that I'm not the only one he's messaging. So even if he explains something like that, it's really, he can't escape about it. Because, I decided that, it will not going to work out. It's one, because I'm the type of girl that, I want an honest and loyal relation, because it won't work out if that way, that he's messaging another girl, not only me. And in my side, I was just only him. So and how did it start, babe? How we met? So we have a common friend, Miss Anne, the one that is mentioned already. There are my very close friends. I treat them like a family already. So they've been checking on me always. How's my relation? How's my love life? Or something like that. And around like January, that, I really cast up. January or February is like, it won't work out then. Because when we already have a plan that he said to me, he is the one who said to me that he will come after the pandemic. So yeah, it's literally January, February, and the borders in Cebu are open. So yeah, and Miss Amber said that it's like it's not good.
Right.
So yeah, babe, how was it? How?
Yeah.
How?
Well, in my situation, I was in constant contact with Miss Anne and Jean-Marc as well, and then I was expressing some concerns, and they could see some things. They just said, like, give it till the end of the month, and you'll know. So that was in December. Just give it till the end of the month, and you should have your own answer. You should know. But I would see a little bit of movement. I would see a little bit of progression in that. It looked like it wasn't as fast as I would like, but I was seeing development, and it seemed like things were headed in a positive way. So I would say I'll give it a little bit more time because I'm not a quitter, and I'd like to make sure that, things are really good. And little did I know how important that would be, because in doing that, I really got to know Miss Anne and Jean-Marc a lot more, his mutual friends. And we had lots and lots of discussions. So they also got to really know me and what I was after and what type of a person I was, which played, I think, a big part, because as they got to know me, I did get a little whisper about this girl, and that's the sort of girl that I should be looking for, because she seemed like she's like exactly what I'm after, and it was just put in a way like, it was put in a way that there's girls like that's probably more what I'm looking for. But I wasn't ready to give up on this relationship, so we'd go ahead and give it another month. So that takes us to February. And when did you hear a little whisper, babe?
Yeah,
about me?
It's like the end of February. The end
of February that you heard about me.
Yeah, it's like but they didn't mention names, or just know that they meet someone that it's very, a good man, a very kind, very sweet. So yeah.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't know it's you.
You didn't know it was me. To bring up to speed, by the end of January, kind of came, and I decided to give it a little bit more. And then the next marker was going to be Valentine's Day. I would know by Valentine's Day for sure if she really, really genuinely had those same sort of feelings for me as I was developing for her. And how disappointing February 14 was for me when I set up this thing anyway. And I pretty much had my answer. And so then we had decided to go our separate ways at that point, and it didn't really take, and then it kind of took. But anyways, I knew by that point that the relationship wasn't going to work. And then by the end of February, I had been talking to our mutual friends, and they wanted to be sure. Are you absolutely sure now? Because I was holding on to that relationship and really wanting to make it work. And they're like, are you sure that one is totally done now? You're done? I'm like, absolutely. Okay. And then they said, well, you should really check out this other girl, because she actually is not really in that relationship. It's pretty much at its end as well. And she's ready to move forward. And we think that you two would be a good match for each other. And so, what happened, babe?
Oh, I received a message from you that telling that, and if I am willing to be friend or something like that. Then I I was a bit of panic because, I just received that kind of message and, I don't know what to do. So I called Miss Anne. I called Miss Anne about that. And she said that, we should try each other. Maybe it's going to work out because you both are, it's like compatible.
Mm-hmm.
You both are looking for true love.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think I messaged you already night. You message no, I messaged you back night, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I messaged him back night already.
Yeah. And then we started messaging, and there wasn't really any discussion about routine and stuff. We just started asking sort of like when would be a good time to talk, and we just started messaging. And what I liked about you right away, Jasmine, is that there was no game playing, right? There wasn't like a reluctance to send back a message if I couldn't send you a message right away or anything like that. We just started sending messages when we felt, how we felt. And it just gained momentum until we were chatting, when we started chatting every night. And we had sort of a set time that we knew. But then, I think it was only a couple days. It was like, and I don't know even who, we wanted to start talking in the mornings. Actually, our first video chat was a group chat. You didn't even know it was coming.
Yeah.
That was our first one. It was
it's the first one, and I don't want to look at the camera because I know I look like a mess. Haven't combed my hair beautiful. Or anything. Yeah. I still remember it. It's funny.
Yeah, but it didn't take long before we were having breakfast chats, and we pretty much started having breakfast every day together.
Yeah.
And we rarely missed. Yeah, and we just fell into a routine where we video chat when we're able, and we always want to talk to each other, so we just, whenever we can, we chat. And we just fit it in around both our schedules, but there's never really, we just keep each other informed about our day, not to know exactly what the other person is doing, but it allows us to know about when we might be able to line up. And then whenever there's an opportunity that there's free for both of us during the day, we just make that time for each other. Because we can't wait to talk to each other, even though we often talk about. We talk about lots of important things. I like chatting
with you because you're very humorous.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm glad I can make you laugh. And you're funny too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fun. You're fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we always enjoy our chats, and sometimes we talk about nothing. Sometimes we talk about really important, detailed things, and just whatever's happening. But now we're beyond the scope of us just meeting. But anyway, I do think that those paths were laid out for me, and I just followed my instinct, and they were like stepping stones that just led me. And I was just open and ready to receive what I was looking for. And had I held on to that other relationship beyond when I knew for certain, then I wouldn't have been open to receive you, babe. And had I not held on to that relationship and maybe shown my willingness to persevere, endure, be committed, and show loyalty and effort and work towards building a strong relationship, they may not have seen me as someone that would be strong enough and suitable for someone as precious as you are, because I know how valuable they think of you. And so I was actually, because they talked about you lots, not in a relationship sense, but just because they care about you. And yeah, to have them say, we think that you'd be good for her, that really touched me. I was quite honored because I know how they felt about you. So, I mean, our situation is a little bit our situation is a little bit different about, you know, how most people might meet someone. I think you just have to be open to different.
Yeah.
You just have to be open to different ways of meeting someone. And for those that can't meet someone through a personal recommendation or something like that, what I did find though is when I was on all those sites like Christian Filipino, I would recommend that site actually. If you had no other source, because I tried some of the other sources, but that one I did find the girls seemed to be legitimate, and they were, at least that was my experience, and I'm grateful that that first relationship, like she was genuine, she was sincere, she just wasn't ready, and it wasn't the right fit, and she thought she was ready, and she just wasn't ready. Which is okay. I don't fault her for that. That led me to our mutual friend and led me to Jess and me. So I'm grateful for that relationship, and I think it was a step in the right direction. Anyway, that's my experience, and yeah, since we're talking about online, what was your experience with your online search?
Because me, I just only register for 2 days.
Yeah.
Only 2 days, and after that one, you know, because I don't want chatting lots of voice work. Because you will not find if you're being, you know, choose selecting, and it's like collecting. Yeah, and because I can see in his profile, and I read his profile that, you know, it's a kid one, not the other one that I read that's only like the girls for, you know what I mean, for display or yeah. So yeah, that's why I clicked to I messaged back. So after that one, I deleted my app for that. So yeah, not really. Haven't really have a long experience.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
And dating website.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I found on day one is when I met the girl from that first relationship too. Although I was on that site for a while, like looking and checking profiles, but it was like on the day that I actually joined and stuff. And yay me optimistic. And we won't go there about my membership.
I know, right?
But anyway, I was successful in the end, and I'm grateful. So anyway, and that's our story about how we met. So it's a bit of a combination of like some online relationships, but ultimately that led to mutual friends connecting us together. How we met, and yeah. I think it does say a lot, though, about the importance of finding someone that's compatible, someone that's like really in sync and tune, and being able to be yourself and not have to play a bunch of games to attract the person, because then you might be attracting the wrong person. Again, we're getting out of the scope of us first meeting, but you go ahead.
Yeah, if you're in a relationship, just be yourself. Show them what you are, and then just, you know, be honest, because it's important. Honest, you're honest into your relation.
Absolutely,
that will work. And communication.
Yeah, and then if they're not displaying themselves or showing up for you the way that you would require to your standards or what you're looking for, then be ready to move on and find someone that is, instead of trying to play a bunch of games and manipulate them into being the sort of person that you want them to show up as. That would be my last little tip of the day. But, okay.
So yeah, that's how we met.
That's how we met. Okay.
Hi, Miss Anne and Sir Chinmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I think you're the one.